Alright, it's only me. I've just come on the new to talk about the recording I did yesterday of the Motörhead track Under the Knife, which was the B-side, or one of the B-sides for the Killed by Death single, 1984, where a lot of people got on the Motörhead bus. There's a slower version of a song called Under the Knife. They had two songs called Under the Knife. Totally different songs. I picked today the faster one, which is it's quite a strange track in Motörhead history. It's like past, present and future, featuring like I don't know what you call it, like a kind of Frankenstein version of a song here which cannibalises parts of other Motörhead songs. And there's also stuff in it, there's some lyrics that would go into be used in stuff like Dr. Rock and the song On Your Feet or On Your Knees for Bastards in 1993. So quite an interesting track. Normally I don't muck about with the arrangements of things. This one I did cut some of the guitar solo time off at the end, just because I've got a funny feeling at the time Motörhead had just got the two guitar lineup with Phil Campbell and Wuzzle, and I think it gave them a wee bit of room at the end of the song in order to stretch out a bit and show off the fact that they had two guitar players. I cut it down a bit just to make it a bit tighter and a bit more Motörheady, because it's just guitar solos, you don't need to feature me playing hundreds of guitar solos. So let's have a look at what's on the tapes here. We've got guitars 1 and 2 there, which are more or less playing the same riff. So that's the thing about this song, it's a bit more heavy metal than Motörhead had been for the Fast Eddie and then Brian Robertson days. Phil Campbell definitely made a kind of heavy metal player, although he says he isn't a heavy metal player, but definitely made a heavy metal style than the bluesy, soulful Fast Eddie and the kind of, I don't know, you call Brian Robertson kind of stinging tone, and definitely playing a lot of guitar solos on Another Perfect Day. But there we go, we've got track 1, so it's the guitars, track 3 the bass, track 4 the drums, track 5 lead vocal, track 6 is just like a bit of backing vocals on the chorus, and then track 7 and 8 there you just keep the thing. Let's have a play through what's on the tapes. See, all of this I tried to keep as faithful as I could. There's that riff there with the pinch harmonic in it. Just the bass and drums thumping along there in the background, driving the whole thing along. That's just the double duck back vocals on the chorus there.
You won't believe the things I'll do, but I know what I'm going to do to you. Hey, babe, you're under the knife.
Definitely very riffy. It reminds me a lot of Brian Tatler, or even Tony Bourge out of Budgie. Listen to the bass, it's definitely like Shine, where it's just punishing the bottom end. Here we're coming up here, we're going to have the double kicks kicking in on the drums here. The old double kicks on the rolling V drums up the stairs. Here coming in bass solo now. like stone dead forever. Then with using the wire fully. And then that end bit there ends very similar to the song Tear You Down on Overkill. But great fun song, Ken. Everything that's great about Motörhead is in this track. So let's have, I'll turn all the guitars off and we'll talk about what the guitars are doing in this song. So like I did the other day there, because I've got this stupid wah-wah set up here, I'm just going to play the thing with the wah on but left bell open. So you get this riff here which in the key of A, just the 5th and 7th fret, just with this. And that just drives you through the whole thing, and then at the end of that wee run, when you're coming into the chorus here, you've got this run thing that goes. And then G up G. D. And then do the C to D. Then that takes you through the first verses and the chorus. Then you come into the bit with the bass solo, where you hit this A chord while there's the drum fill. And then under the bass solo you're going A to C to D to F twice. And then what happens later on? Oh, aye, at the end when you're doing the guitar solo, just back into the same bits in there. For the guitar solos, the same pattern, same chords, but you change your pattern. Where you're going to A to C, then to F. Better. Aye, A to C, then to F, then to D, and then you do that 4 times while you were doing this. Let's get that. That's what happens when you just pick. When you just pick things up and don't tune them. Close enough for rock and roll. And then at the end, when you've got that bit where you come back in with the riff, change that wee run at the end where it does this. And then that's it finished. So let's have a play through of this real quick before Helen comes back, because she'll not like this. Neither will the dog. This is Under the Knife. squeak on the end there. But anyway, that's how you play the guitar player. I'm going to go back now and we'll go on the bass. And then I'm going to go and I was going to have kebab pies. Have you ever tried them pie sports? They're pretty good, them. They've got kebab pies there, but I've got macaroni cheese I'll need to use up. So the pie sports I'll need to wait till tomorrow. Kebab pies. Fantastic. Right, hang on a minute till we change this out to the Motörhead sound. Whoop. Aye, there we go. So anyway, it comes in with a riff. More or less same thing as guitars doing, like anything with Motörhead. Nothing really that musically scientific about it. It's all about the power, it's all about just the energy of the thing. So if I come in here with this, the riff with the and then 3 hits on the A. And that takes you all the way through the verses. And then you're doing the same thing with the... It just takes you all the way through to the bit where we were talking about hit the A chord after the bit with the double kicks, and then you're coming in with the bass solo, which is a kind of... And then at the end, when you're coming into that bit I was talking about, sounds a bit like Stone Dead Forever. You just come down to the A and doing this. And then up to F. And then you're moving up to the chords. Right, so let's have a play through of this with the bass. This is Under the Knife, fast version on the bass. So there you go, that's how you play the song Under the Knife, version 2, as they call it. Absolutely fantastic. No one of Motörhead's better remembered songs. It's no the Ace of Spades or Overkill or anything, but it's a fantastic track. A kind of deep cut that I've always been a big fan of. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm away to make my macaroni cheese. Keep listening to Motörhead.